Hey everyone! All right, so let's talk Star Wars. Let's talk about the Solo standalone film coming out this upcoming May in just a few short months. Now we're coming off of the release of The Last Jedi. Okay, now The Last Jedi surprisingly was a very divisive film for Star Wars fans. Some fans, like myself, really loved the movie. It took chances, it took risks, but most of the time it paid off. Now, some fans don't see it that way. Some fans feel that the risks that Rian Johnson made with this movie fell very flat, and they just didn't care for the film, and that's fine. Everyone has a different opinion on this. I personally really like the movie. But here's the thing, there's no denying, no matter what side you fall on, love it or hate it, there's no denying that The Last Jedi is a divisive film with fans, and that it was a very different, ballsy Star Wars movie. Okay, so what does this have to do with Solo? Well, coming off of that kind of movie that's very different and feels so new, I think Solo is actually going to be exactly what the fandom needs right now at this moment. Why is that? Well, Solo is going to have a lot of beats and a lot of similar aspects to it that'll kind of will feel more at home coming off of The Last Jedi. You know, it's a film based on a very iconic, well-known Star Wars character. We're going to have Han, Lando, Boba Fett will be in this movie. That was confirmed. The Millennium Falcon is in it. So there's a lot of familiar beats and a lot of familiar things in this movie. Aside from that, the director is Ron Howard. Now, Ron Howard and Rian Johnson, they're both phenomenal directors, but they're very different. Ron Howard is he kind of comes from that Steven Spielberg, George Lucas generation of filmmaking. Okay, so I feel like the movie that Ron Howard makes is going to be a lot more traditional in the sense of like a traditional kind of Star Wars movie or even like a traditional Indiana Jones movie, that kind of feel. He comes from that era of film. Okay, that was like his prime, you know. So I think that's the kind of movie that Ron Howard is going to make, and it's going to feel very Star Wars, and it's going to feel very comfortable. And I think that as fans, even if you love The Last Jedi, that can kind of be refreshing in a way. Coming off The Last Jedi being so different and weird and ballsy, it really is kind of refreshing to come now into a Star Wars movie that kind of feels right at home. Very cozy and familiar. Now, I'm a big champion of risk-taking. I've said it in many videos. Lucasfilm cannot rest on their laurels and it has to take chances. However, I think each circumstance is different. And I think in this Solo movie, it's better if they play it safe. Okay? And even, especially with the timing, especially coming off of Last Jedi, you don't want to go too crazy with the Solo movie. As divisive as Last Jedi was, you don't want to come off of that and do crazy stuff with Solo. You don't want to do that. Playing it safe, having Ron Howard as the director is a good move and the perfect time to have him do this movie. So that's one aspect as to why I think that, you know, Solo is going to be great, and I think it's actually the perfect film for this time. Another thing that we also have to consider here is the fans really haven't been too enthusiastic, okay, about Solo. A lot of people say, you know, no one really asked for a Solo, you know, film to be made, and a lot of fans are kind of on it, and, you know, they're worried, can this new kid, can he fill the boots of Harrison Ford? Is he going to be able to really pull this off? So a lot of people are really negative about this and really skeptical, and rightfully so. But with that, it comes really low expectations. And I think with those low expectations, I think the movie's going to come in and really surprise a lot of people in a good way. I think people are expecting such a terrible train wreck, such a hot mess, that when that first trailer hits, it's not going to be a hot mess. Ron Howard's a very capable director, and I think that we're all, as fans, going to be very surprised at how cool this movie actually looks. Now, again, that could just be me. I typically am a very optimistic person, and I like to give things a chance. So that could just be me being overly optimistic. But I really do feel that the expectations for Solo are really too low. I think people are kind of writing it off, you know, without knowing a whole lot, and in an unfair way almost, you know. So I think that when we see this first trailer, I think it's going to really surprise a lot of people, and I think it's going to, as a fandom, kind of give us hope. In grand Star Wars fashion, it'll give us hope, you know. So that's another thing. The expectations are just so low for this Solo movie that I think that people are going to be surprised in a good way. Okay, now box office. What are my expectations for the Solo box office? Now, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's going to make less than Rogue One." I disagree 100% on that. Okay, I do not think it's going to make less than Rogue One, and I actually think it's going to make more than Rogue One for a number of reasons. First and foremost, curiosity. The curiosity factor. Even the people that hate the idea of a Solo standalone film are so beyond curious as to how this film is going to play out, how Alden is going to portray Han. Is it going to work? Is it not going to work? Everyone, even the haters, are super curious as to how it's going to come about. That curiosity factor alone is going to propel that box office way up. Way, way, way up. Okay? That's number one. Number two, familiar characters. Rogue One, aside from maybe 10 minutes or so of Darth Vader in the whole movie, if he even had 10 minutes, I don't know. But aside from Darth Vader with his very limited screen time, and the Death Star, if you count the Death Star as a character, Rogue One didn't really have a whole lot of familiar characters in that film. Han Solo does. Yet granted, Han and Lando, they're being played by totally different people, but they're still those same characters. So you have Han, Lando, you're going to have Chewie. I heard Boba Fett was going to be in this, and that's confirmed. So I think for the general movie-going public, not fanboys, not hardcore Star Wars fans like myself and like you guys, but for the general movie-going public, Han Solo will be an easier sell than Rogue One. Okay? And I think for that reason alone, and the curiosity factor, like I mentioned earlier, will be the reason why I think Han Solo will open higher than Rogue One and ultimately will have a higher box office than Rogue One. I could be wrong. Now, that prediction could change if Solo comes out and it's a really bad movie. If word of mouth is terrible, okay, then maybe not. Okay, but if it's a good movie, I think it will do much better than Rogue One. Definitely. So, but what are your thoughts on this Solo movie? I mean, the spotlight is on Solo now. Now that Last Jedi has come out and it's so divisive, there is so much pressure on the shoulders of Solo. It has to deliver. Okay, the pressure is mounting. So, what do you guys think about it? What are your thoughts about everything I laid out here? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Comment below. If you're new to the channel, please, subscribe, like, comment. Thank you guys so much for all your support. And as always, may the Force be with you.